Hi, everyone. Welcome. I am trying to participate. I'm so excited in a new hashtag that I just found, and it is hashtag October Deckfest. So you can see here my sort of beginning. I really feel like going into the darkness, the solitude, and spending some time with my guides and my ancestors. And this is where I've gotten so far. So, what I thought I'd do is just show you all the decks. And I've picked 6. So, what we've got in front of us here, these 4 cards are from the Cosmic Magic Oracle, which has 44 cards in it. And the deck front looks like this. So the colors for me drew me in, and I was just walking through the library this morning, and it was like, I know I want to do something. I'm not sure how it's going to go. So this just all developed. These 4 cards, as I say, were picked. They were not shuffled randomly and chosen. Tomorrow night is the full moon. I am a child of the Scorpio house. This is the card for full moon and celebration. And of course, then we have Pluto, death. So I'll let you take a little closer look at these. So we're working on transformation there. And in the book, I did mark some of that. You get quite a bit of information. And what I liked was sometimes there's a little mantra or affirmation, and then you've got these questions afterwards. So as the Scorpion, I refer to myself, I can spend some time asking in which areas of my life, if any, am I seeing change and transformation? Is there anything holding me back, and what can I do to take care of myself during this transformation? So that certainly worked well with the other card over here, death, because with death there is regrowth, rebirth, and transformation. So with that little card, if I go to I got them all sort of labeled here because I want to spend a lot of time with this. This is not something I've picked cards for and I'm going to spend an hour with. I am not going to move past these cards, although I have 6 decks here, until this all starts to meld and make sense for me. So if I go into the death card, Pluto, this one here, it's asking me, are there any areas of my life that are in a state of transition? And what old habits or patterns that are not serving me can I release? Such a gorgeous card. And are there any fears that are holding me back? Plus all the other information in here. And with this full moon tomorrow, this will be part of my celebration, just to enjoy, stepping into the energy of Scorpio, spending some time possibly with, contemplating the ancestors, the guides, the guardians, and everything that I'm ready to release at this time in the cycle. And knowing that, transformation is something that sits well with me. Now, we've got to go on to the other ones that were shuffled and random. So hang tight. So this next section that you see here, I'll just show you my very, very rudimentary way of trying to figure this out. I wanted the next card to be the Guardian, something that I could work with. The middle card is the Ancestors, and then we have something I need to meditate on. So I did, as I say, shuffle, and this next deck is from MJ Kulinen, and if I'm sure that everybody has seen the cards, so there is the deck box, there are the backs, and to me, again, it's a deck that screamed a little bit at me because of all the colors for fall. I like the golds, the coppers, the burgundies, just things that you would see in the leaves as they change, because I'm really noticing the change. And although right now we're in sort of a drought and the weather is still very warm, I still sense that it is time to slow down and, get back to my altar and work with some of these decks that I love dearly. So I'm just going to put those aside. And let's look at the Knight of Pentacles. So when I referred to the little booklet, it did talk about, think of the mule as being sort of a stubborn character, set in my ways, and the need to recognize, I guess, when something needs to transform and change, that something might be passing out of my sphere at this time, and not be stubborn and not try to hold on too long to it. And I always look at the coins as, that work that we have to do. Just like the mule, they can really dig in and get the work done. So if there's anything I'm needing to do at this time, I've really got to dig in, not be dragging my feet on it, which is not like me at all. But if I look to my notes, it did suggest that I need to be realistic, but yet guarded. I need to persevere as I work towards my goal, and I need to bring balance in energy-wise. And if there are some ancestors, can they help ease the burden? So I was trying to think through my ancestors, and I would say my father was kind of this person that he would really push. And without going into too much, I just sense that that is my father coming through. And I always look at the Knight of Pentacles as a person who's not going to put the energy in unless they see down the road that it will have some value. It doesn't have to be monetary, but it has to have some value. And then we have the middle card to represent the ancestors. So again, the energy seems to be coming through in that I have work to do. This is the Eight of Coins. Things are not exactly perfect, and I need to give it my all to expand, to trust, maybe even do and redo, and sit with it. Because it looks to me like she's sitting at her altar and all her tools are there, the candles are lit, and really looking at what it is I want to perfect at this time. And if I need to give myself that little push, that I can. And this next deck, but I have to go back to this one. Hold on, because that comes from the Black Tarot, an Ancestral Awakening Guidebook. So that's why I chose this one for that, because it is about awakening to the energies at this time that might be surrounding me, those people that are, in my DNA almost, that they too perfected some of their skills in order to move forward. So this one was a neat card. And the other thing I liked about this booklet was it has short area here for finding out about the numbers. So I could certainly bring that in: abundance, prosperity, authority, navigation, and manifesting, as well as, just got to get that. The thing I really wanted to show you was these ideas for one card tarot spreads. I think they could actually develop as a whole and become quite a nifty spread, just taking all these ideas here, these questions, and bringing it forward. So that's another avenue for me to embark on. This is what the backs look like. And I'll show you a few more cards. It's very peaceful. The drawings are very simple. But there is power in this deck. I can feel it. That's a nice family card. And there is strength. So I'm hoping to draw on that. And I'm not sure how this spread will develop. I think I'll probably stick to this pattern and pull new cards as I'm ready to go on top. So the next card, it is from Mindscapes Tarot. And I really had a good time with this deck in that it does take you into that dream state. And I did a whole video where this was included, and it was embracing the stillness, because I do find this deck has that ability to really take you in and sit. It just says sit for a little while, experience these cards and what we have to offer, and then listen. And with it right next to the ancestor card in the middle, this 10 of branches, the 10 of wands, basically, it's asking me to, look for that hope. If there's something that I'm working on, I need to clear all the things that are stopping me from getting to where I need to get to. Because when I see the light there through the trees, that's hope. That's blessings. And in my notes, it asked me to contemplate, to really sit and prioritize. So I've got my father's determination here. I'm going to be perfecting whatever it is I'm, going to find out as I meditate. And it just says, keep the passion. And that is wonderful, to draw on the fire energy and push through to get where I need to get to. Really liked that. Now I'll show you the other two cards just below. Okay, now in my spread, this is a card for tapping into the spirit allies. And this is coming again from an ancestral type path, in that it suggested a grandfather energy. And I found that quite nice. It is the San Pedro cactus. And to really look at my desired reality and step into it, care of the energy that can be tapped into from a grandfather. And one of the sentences that goes with this, to have confidence, you got this. So that was helpful. I did choose this card because I am working with Santa Morte, and she is Our Lady of Death and transformation and release. So let's go back to the Spirit Allies, and I'll show you the box and the cards. So that is the deck box. Whoops. And these are the backs of the cards. And you've got plant energy in here. You've got crystals. You've got deities. Again, it's got some of those oranges and darks that I'm hoping to work with. There's the Scorpio. And, it's just full of little ideas that are happy, but yet it holds in the book some really good messages for working with these tools. Let's call them tools. So that is the Spirit Allies. And then the last deck, this card here, is from the Storytellers. And it has so much to share in stories from all over the world. It's a good card stock. Not crazy about the back, but the images and the colors, again, they do it for me. That's a great moon card. Oh, that heaviness sometimes that you feel, the energy being a little bit too much pressure. So I've done a review of this deck. It's quite nice, but it does take some time to learn all of the stories. And so this was something that I could dig into. Sorry about that jump there. And I will be working through this, spending some time meditating, looking for insights from both ancestors and from Santa Morte. And I just wanted to, if you're working on spreads, it's sometimes great to have that in a book, but it's also wonderful to have it develop and let the decks on your shelf just sort of reach out to you and say, can we do this? It's neat with the flickering of the light in there right over the Pluto card from the candle. That seems to be highlighting its energy. So hang tight and I'll pull back. So I'll finish up by just saying, I'm going to take my time. And if you're working on a spread, take your time. Wait for those decks that want to talk to you. And I'm sending a big thank you out to the hashtag creator. And that is, once again, Marlene Theresa. So I'm looking forward to working with her channel and diving into her ideas. But for now, happy full moon tomorrow night, everybody, and enjoy your time creating your space.